Hi everyone, I am back with another video and today I am going to attempt to explain chakras. Now first of all, what I will say is I don't know if any of you have heard of chakras, but if you have, you could talk forever and a day about the chakra system and never really scratch the surface. They are very mysterious and very convoluted and complicated, but we can attempt to understand them. And if we can understand how the chakra system works, and the chakra system is the part of our subtle body, then we can transform our lives basically. Because when you understand a little bit more about how they work and interact with the physical body, then lots of things might make sense to you with regards to any health issues or anything that's going on in your life or mental, emotional problems, things like that. If you understand the chakra system a bit more, then it will be really helpful to help you to transform your life. So chakra is a Sanskrit word, and in English it means wheel of light. So if you imagine the chakras as, so they're part of the invisible body, so they don't show up on scans or anything like that because they're energy subtle, so you can't see them. But I assure you they're there, because if they weren't there, you'd be dead. So they're basically powering your whole system. And we actually have lots of chakras residing within and around the body, but they are, there's 7 main chakras, and we'll just briefly talk about those 7 main chakras today. So if you imagine the chakra as like a spinning vortex, a spinning engine that is powering your body, and the 7 main chakras make up your auric field, and you have 7 layers of subtle body as well. Okay, so just think about it that way. So each chakra is creating an energy field around your body. So the chakra is an engine or a vortex that draws up energy from the earth through the bottom of your feet and through the top of your head from the cosmos. So it's earth and cosmic energy that comes into your body. There's a torus field around your body that you can't quite see. And every day you are being powered by earth and cosmos. Okay? They're different energies, but the mix of them together is what makes you survive, basically. So when that energy comes into the body, it filters through the chakras, and then the chakra system feeds each gland within the body, each major gland. So for example, so let's start from the bottom. So right at the base of your spine, you've got what we call the root chakra. And the root chakra, it governs lots of different mental, emotional aspects, but it feeds the adrenals and the kidney area, okay? The sacral chakra, one up from there, around the sort of belly area, lower abdomen, that feeds the reproductive glands, so testes in men, ovaries in women. Then coming up from that, around about here by the diaphragm, we've got what we call the solar plexus chakra, which governs the pancreas. And then moving up, you've got the heart, which governs the thymus gland. Then you've got the throat, which feeds the thyroid gland. You have the third eye chakra, which feeds the pituitary gland within the brain. And then coming right up, you've got a chakra that isn't really a chakra. It's more like a vessel that opens up to the sky, to the cosmos, which is the crown chakra, and that governs the pineal gland, which is also in the brain. So if we come back to, say, the root chakra, for example. So the root chakra, each chakra, so we'll start with the root. So for example, the root chakra, if you know a little bit about chakras, you'll see it depicted as the colour red. So it's the idea that each chakra has an associated colour, frequency, seed sound, musical notes, things like that. Because if you think about the subtle body in terms of vibration and frequency, the chakras will have an associated something or other like that. So the reason, for example, that the root chakra is associated with red is because the vibration, the frequency that the root chakra spins at is a match to the frequency of the colour red, for example. Okay? Coming up from there, then the sacral chakra is orange, solar plexus is yellow, heart is green or pink, The throat is a light blue colour. The third eye is indigo. Crown is violet, right? So that's obviously familiar to you because it resonates with colours of the rainbow. So it's the same sort of thing. It's like a rainbow within us, and it is a similar type. It's the same type of structure. It's white light split into different colours, because this is where it gets very spiritual, but our true nature is actually light. And we are currently in this world in matter form, which is like a dense version of that light. Okay, so when we think about chakras, then when the chakra is open and healthy and spinning properly, it's feeding those glands that I just mentioned properly. So what it's doing is it's channeling chi or life force energy through the body, and it's feeding those glands, and everything's good. Okay, but because we're humans and we live on planet Earth, sometimes things happen, traumas, things like that, difficulties, suffering, and that type of thing, limiting belief systems, all those types of things, negative thoughts, blah, 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 they can block the chakras. So the energy of those dense things on this planet, if we subscribe to them, they will block the chakras, okay? So the energy, if there's a heavy energy within the body, it'll get stuck in a certain chakra. So say, for example, you're somebody, let's start at the bottom, let's start with the root chakra. Say if you're somebody that had a past or a childhood where you didn't feel safe. You felt like you had to protect your family. You didn't feel 100% stable because your family background wasn't stable. So you will subscribe to the belief system that this world is not a safe place and I've constantly got to be on guard and protecting myself. That heavy emotion and fear then gets stuck in the root chakra, for example, okay? So when something gets stuck, so if you imagine a fan or a wheel or an engine is going around okay, and then a stone gets stuck in it, for example. Imagine a normal engine where, or a fan, where it's moving fine and then something gets stuck in it and then it's moving, but it's not moving as healthily as it should be. Let's just say it slows down the spin or it distorts the spin. So the life force energy that is feeding the adrenals or the kidneys, say, is not being fed properly because we've got a blockage in that chakra. Okay, does that kind of make sense how it works? So for example, the heart chakra feeds the thymus gland, which governs the health of the heart. So if you've got trapped grief, for example, it doesn't just get trapped grief and sadness and heartbreak and things like that. It doesn't just get caught in the heart chakra, but it's predominantly the heart chakra. So if you've got some old grief or old emotions, they can get stuck in the heart, but they can also get stuck in the sacral chakra. That's where everything's all holistic and it's all a bit linked. And this is where chakras can be a little bit convoluted and complicated, because you would think that old grief would get stuck in the heart, and it does get stuck in the heart chakra, but it can also get stuck in other chakras as well. Because each chakra has its own intelligence. It has its own thing that it deals with. So the heart would deal with love, compassion, forgiveness, all that type of thing. The sacral chakra would deal with relationships and community and all of those types of lessons and emotions and things in life. So if you've got old grief stuck in the heart, it's going to block the heart chakra slightly so that the heart and the lungs are not fed properly with life force energy, because there's a blockage in the chakra. So this is why it's really useful to be able to understand how chakras work, because then if you understand, I might have a blockage there, you don't have to know exactly where it came from or what it is, but if you can identify that, I have certain issues with the heart, or I have certain issues with the throat and my thyroid, so have I got something blocked? Is there something energetic or old emotional pain that may be blocking it? Because all of these old emotions and energetic imbalances, just because they're not physical, it doesn't mean they're not having an effect on your body. Because the energy body, the subtle body, the spiritual body, emotional, mental body, and the physical body, they all work together. We just think we've got just the physical body because that's all we can see in the mirror. But in truth, there's far more bodies that we have that we just can't see. So if we move up, so the root chakra governs the kidneys. If we come up to, say, the throat chakra, I'm jumping back and forth at the minute because I can't really cover a huge topic I like to keep it at 15 minutes because otherwise I can't seem to upload it to Instagram. So for example, the throat chakra, if you've got unexpressed feelings, unexpressed things in the throat chakra where once upon a time you were told, stop crying like a big baby, be quiet, and you had to suck that emotion of sadness back into the throat, that's going to block the throat, you know? If you've got unexpressed grief that you think to yourself, I can't express that grief because it's too painful, so I'm just going to keep it in, that's blocking the chakra, which then creates problems in the heart, it creates problems in the throat, etc., etc. The third eye, for example, that governs how you perceive things. How do you see something? Have you got clarity on a situation, or is it distorted? You know, how do you interpret something? This is all coming from the third eye. It's also your psychic center. We've all got the ability to be psychic because we all have this third eye. But for years, we've been on a planet where we've been told that if you're psychic, then you're a witch and you'll be burned to the stake, for example. So we all close that down automatically and unconsciously because we believe that having an open, healthy third eye is unsafe. The crown chakra links you to everything that is. The crown chakra, which is the one at the top of the head that isn't really a chakra because it's not actually in the physical body. It's connecting you to the cosmos. It's connecting you to the wisdom of the cosmos. And it knows that everything is connected. Each chakra also has an I am affirmation. So for example, the root chakra is I am safe. I am here. You know, the solar plexus chakra says I am powerful. The throat chakra says, I express my truth. Do you see what I mean? The heart chakra says, I choose love, things like that. So they've each got an associated affirmation as well. They also have an associated seed sound, which is a vibration or a sound that if you make that sound, then you are connecting in with that chakra and intending to heal that chakra and bring that chakra into balance, okay? So the chakras can be blocked, or sometimes they can be overactive where they're too open and they're taking in too much, you know, and it's over compensating something too much. Now, a good way of testing to see if your chakras are open is you can use what we call a pendulum. And you can try this on somebody else. You can have them to lie down and you hold the pendulum over the vortex where the chakra is. And if it spins in a nice healthy spin, you know it's open. If you're holding it there and it doesn't move, or it's going really erratic, you know that the chakra is either blocked or is too open, for example. So this really is just a whistle-stop tour about chakras. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do other videos where I talk about individual chakras and how you can understand a little bit more about those chakras and how they might be having an effect in your life. And ultimately, the reason chakras get blocked, which causes us health problems, is there's something that we are unconsciously holding there that needs to be cleared. Okay? So when you understand a bit more about chakras, you can attempt to bring them back into their healthy state, which means that everything else is working well too. The physical body, the emotional body, the mental body. Okay? So whistle stop tour. I hope you found it interesting. And I'm going to talk a bit more individual about chakras. The work that I do as a Healing Insight practitioner predominantly focuses on chakras. So I've always found chakras very, very interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will I'll connect with you again soon. Bye for now.